Okay, so you guys see this like nice, sweet, loving. It's a beautiful family that I'm putting on screen, right? Like they're so sweet, so cute, always having like nice, wholesome moments or whatever, right? Like it's beautiful, it's amazing. Well, guess what? They're all dead. They're all dead. They're all dead. Two of them survived though, so that's good, and they're gonna be our MCs for the story. One of them is called Nezuko, who's now a demon for some reason. The other one's called Tanjiro, who's now a demon slayer, who also crying helps his baby with no family. So that kind of sucks for him, but that's how the story goes. And so when Tanjiro is running with his sister, who's trying to save her, who's just been freshly turned into a demon or whatever, this demon slayer dude named Giyu pulls up, right? And he's like, "Hey, your sister's a demon and she should die." And Tanjiro's like, "No," but he's like, "Yeah." And then Tanjiro's like, "No," and then he's like, "Okay, but you should be a demon slayer for real though." And Tanjiro's like, okay. And when Tanjiro says okay, Giyu sends him to his old master who had a few disciples that died. And he's like, okay, you can't die. And he's like, okay. And then he's like, blah, blah, blah. Demon Slayer training, blah, blah, blah. Goes up to do the testing, kills the monster that kills his old disciples. And then boom, Tanjiro's now full-fledged Demon Slayer. And that's basically how Tanjiro becomes a Demon Slayer. Side note on something I didn't mention, one of the powers that Tanjiro learned while he was training was breathing techniques. And for those of you that don't know, in this world, breathing techniques are basically the powers of this world where if they breathe the right way, they can summon a certain element which allows them to use special powers that come out of their sword when they fight, such as water, which we saw Tanjiro use, lightning, fire, beast, whatever you can think of. Basically, if it's a breathing technique, you can use it on your sword and it's your power. Yeah. And now with Tanjiro as a full-fledged Demon Slayer, we see him go on various missions as a full-fledged Demon Slayer. And one of these missions, he meets the leader or the head demon that leads everybody and is basically the main villain of the story, Muzan, which is basically, and when he gets introduced, he looks like an anime Michael Jackson, which is awesome, by the way. And also on this mission, he just so happens to meet two other demons who are also friendly demons who are not with Muzan and defected from Muzan, and you can basically refer to them as a MILF demon and a Simp demon, and they're pretty good demons, and they just want to help Tanjiro overall to make sure that he's good, and they want to make sure Nezuko can get cured one day and just find out what's up with Nezuko, why she's such a good demon, because that MILF demon, she's able to turn other demons into good demons, and it's a weird, complicated story, but they just think Nezuko's a special case and they want to help. And Muzan finds out about this, so he sends two low-tier demons to come after them. Tanjiro makes light work of them along with a MILF demon and Simp demon. They body them basically, and Nezuko also, because she puts in that work. And so like they continue on their journey because they want to find out more about Nezuko to offer to keep her, but Tanjiro's like, no, I want to stay with Nezuko, and then they continue on their journey, and that's basically what that arc was. Okay, so for this arc, right, basically we meet Zenitsu. Zenitsu's on the road simping, and him and Tanjiro become friends because Tanjiro helps him and whatever, and they become best friends, and then they go on a road trip together, and they go on this other demon slaying trip where they meet Inosuke, and Inosuke is stuck in a room trying to kill a room-changing demon, and Zenitsu goes in there to help along with Tanjiro, even though Zenitsu's a little bit scared or whatever. You might think he acts like a little bit like Shaggy and Scooby from Scooby-Doo, but he is a really cool character y'all are about to see in a second, right? And basically this whole arc, Nezuko sitting in a box outside. She doesn't really do anything. She's just chilling for the most part. Tanjiro's in the building. Inosuke's in the building. And Zenitsu's in the building. At this point, they're not really good friends yet. But after this, they're going to become the best of friends, right? And so, Tanjiro's trying to kill the room-changing demon over and over and over. He keeps failing because he can't hit him.
Go crazy! Ah! Go stupid! Ah! Go crazy!
And Inosuke is running head first because he's like the muscle head Bakugo type of character of the team. And Zenitsu, he's really scared and he's clinging on to a kid most of the time. And let me tell you, y'all might think Zenitsu is a wuss now. Like, I can't even capture y'all. Y'all sleeping on Zenitsu? Because when Zenitsu starts sleeping,
this is too late. When it's up at it,
that's all I gotta say. But basically, Zenitsu does his thing, and Inosuke does his thing, and they kill the room changing demon, and it's a pretty cool scene overall. And this is the scene that made Zenitsu my favorite character, by the way, of this arc. And overall, this arc is kind of cool. Nothing too big, nothing too bad. I just wanted to get past it as soon as possible. But yeah, it was fire overall, and now they start traveling together. This arc goes nuts or whatever, right? So I want to make this arc as short as possible, and I want to sum up everything as possible. So I'm gonna cut to the most important and decent part. Basically, Tanjiro's traveling with Nezuko, and he fights a demon moon, right? If I haven't mentioned to you guys what a demon moon is, it's basically the Akatsuki of this show, and they're like the ones that Muzan has sent out to, you know, be his goons or whatever, right? But basically, Tanjiro pulls up on him. He's fighting him now, right? And that demon moon is trying to kidnap Nezuko for some reason because he thinks Nezuko is like I don't know, the perfect thing to be a sister or whatever. And so he sees Nezuko and Tanjiro's relationship. He wants that. And so, you know what he does? He kidnaps Nezuko. He takes her and he hurts her, right? And Tanjiro is basically on the side of a losing battle. And he's trying his best to keep up with this demon. And he is at his wit's end. Even his 10th form dragon water form didn't work, right? So, you know what he does? He discovers this fire technique that his dad secretly taught him, right? Basically a shonen pool, right? But it's whatever because it looks cool. And Tanjiro's tracking him down through the forest, doing whatever it takes to get him. And bro, this moment put Tanjiro on the map as an MC, right? Like, we finally got Tanjiro's like secret OP shonen hidden power up or whatever, right? But he's basically tracking them through the forest with water and fire powers now because he can use 2 breathing techniques at the same time, which is crazy, right? And this basically made Demon Slayer go viral, bro, because it's so crazy, bro. Like, I didn't expect this scene to go this wild. Like, I read it in the manga, but in the anime, this goes so crazy, bro. Tanjiro's up here tracking him through the forest, 3D, everything, bro. This scene is probably one of the wild scenes ever, right? And right before Tanjiro's about to kill him with the firepower, he can't cut all the way through, right? So Nezuko's blood dripped on the sword a little bit because she got hurt by that spider demon. And then you know what happens? Nezuko discovers her power, and it can ignite her blood on fire, and so it's fire on fire. And then they try to cut through, and they slice his head off, and it's so crazy, bro. Like, this is like top 10 Demon Slayer moment, top 1 Demon Slayer moments in the anime so far, bro. Like, it's like y'all have no idea how crazy it was to watch and read this at the same time, bro. Like, basically Tanjiro and Nezuko defeated him, but not really though, because Giyu still had to pull up and kill him because that demon moon had a second trap card or whatever. It was weird, but basically Giyu had to pull up and kill him and finish him off, but we don't talk about that because it's not as cool as Nezuko and Tanjiro's moment. And why was Giyu there, you may ask? It's because they had to have called the pillars for backup or whatever. And for those of you that don't know, the pillars are basically what we would call the Jonin or the top level Demon Slayers, and it's 12 of them, and they're really cool. But basically Giyu is there, you know, he's cool with Nezuko or whatever, but this other Demon Slayer that's a pillar, the butterfly girl Shinobi or whatever, she pulls up and she's like, hey, why you got a demon with you? And then she tries to like basically kill Nezuko or whatever, but it doesn't work out. So instead they just capture Nezuko and Tanjiro and try to set them up for treason in front of like the main boss or whatever of the Demon Slayers. And basically Tanjiro is taken to the Demon Slayer meeting where all of the other Demon Slayers look at Tanjiro or Nezuko or whatever, right? And they're like, hey, y'all are evil, and they're going off on them or whatever, just basically trying to get them out of here, trying to get them canceled for like Demon Slayer culture or whatever you call that. But thing is though, the big boss, he's like, hey yo, she cool for real, so don't even worry about it, don't sweat it. And they're like, what? And then basically Nezuko and Tanjiro are free to go, and they're allowed to be Demon Slayers. And basically after this, we just get them recovering in a hospital later on with Zenitsu with his baby arms because he got shrunk by the spider stuff or whatever with his fight that I wasn't able to cover because I wasn't able to fit it in. And Inosuke is recovering, like basically our main trio is recovering in the hospital or whatever. But this is basically how the show ends. They get on the train, but I don't want to say anything about that because I'm a manga reader and I just don't want to spoil it. But if y'all know, don't spoil it in the comment section below. But this has been everything I could cover for Demon Slayer, and I'm glad I was able to do Demon Slayer in minutes for y'all. I'm really proud of this, and if you like it, let me know. And this has just been Demon Slayer in minutes. Muzan was low-key bad in that dress.